I posted a lesson like last week where I did stuff like this. I did E minor G and then just kind of moved around. And I mentioned that I would do A minor and C because then really, like, all those same things that I showed for E minor and G, those are the major and minor chords that are just one note apart. So you could just move them around and make them into A minor and C, but I'm actually going to just kind of go through the ones that I use all the time, because some of the tuning of the guitar and the way you use the keys, things do vary a little bit. So I'll just start going through, and I'll try to make it more advanced a little bit. Like, I'll go to the different spots and I'll show like things that I think of. And again, the point here is, like, if you're a beginner or intermediate level, then this should be interesting. So here we go. So A minor. So these are the basic chords. The next thing I would think of is just playing the bottom, but usually I would do it. This is actually A5 here, but this is the next thing I would think about. Here's kind of a cool trick to make it into minor. Here, the C from this chord, you can move it to the 5th fret. So this is a kind of a cool thing that maybe you haven't tried before, but a lot of times I like to play A minor with B. Like, and so this is like, it's more useful if you're stretching this direction. So 5th fret on the G string. This is E, C, A. So it is an A minor chord. You could do C here, this little tiny triad. Or you could do C power chord. All you do is put your pinky down and your middle finger would go to C. Learning to do power chords with middle finger and pinky is super useful. It's interesting how when you move stuff around and refinger it, how different the stuff you'll make up will be. So like even this feels, this would lead me to do this. Suddenly G is easy to get to. You can start stretching out to here. You can stretch up to the A up here. Alright, so far, and just the little versions, or A minor, C. The next thing I would do is A minor here, like this. This little triad on top is one I use all the time, 5-5-5. So a lot of times I'll go. And if you ever learn Stairway to Heaven, notice the top. That's just A minor and C. So going this way, or you could even go. Well, this is kind of a cool trick. These 3 notes is A minor, and these 3 notes just right below it, shifted down, is a C chord. You could see it from here. Watch, here's A minor, and here's a C bar chord, or This is less used, but before I go there, it says right here, so there you go. Or another one I use all the time is right here. 5 and 3, it sounds kind of dark. Or you can do like this, check this out. 5, 3, this is A minor. And this is a C power chord right here. And sometimes I'll put G in the bass, still as a C chord. Oops, sorry, A minor. If you want the full A minor here, I'll use this sometimes too. I like to put G in the bass of a C chord, so check this out. 5, 3, 2. And with this shape, I always associate this with all the time. This is just a C chord, 8, 7. A lot of times I'll add this finger, and this is a sus4 on both of these shapes. A minor, A sus4. So that's the next thing that would come to my mind. Like I said, then back up to this guy. Real quick, this, when I was learning guitar, I was real into Radiohead. I always associate this shape with. If anyone knows that. So as you learn stuff, like, you start to build up associations with little things. And this is like the stairway I always think of. This is a real common thing to do. The major, which is actually the top of a G chord shape. And then top of minor, which is top of E minor. Another thing I like to do a lot is A minor like this. And the C here, I would tend to probably go to. So I really like this shape. Open A, 7, 5, and then you gotta mute the B string, but it actually sounds really good with it in there. And then E. So listen without the B string. Sounds like a regular. But with the B string sounds cool, but then it's not an A minor. It'd be like an A minor 9, I think. And then for the C here, I do this a lot. You just slide this finger down, doesn't even have to lift up, you go to the power chord. Or a lot of times I'll use a major 7 and I'll go. That's with the B, but back to the sort of. A minor, C. Alright, the next shape I would do would be, I guess, right here. Cool trick here is you can hit open A, and this is actually like a D minor shape moved up. The root of D minor is the 3rd fret, so D, E, F, G, A on the 10th fret. Then you can add your ring finger here, which is the octave of this note. And you can hit the A string. This reminds me of the Pretender. It's just A minor. So you can go to C right here. Or with your thumb. So I like to do this. So hopefully you're starting to see how there's like tons of things you can do with these two. So A minor, open, 10, 9, 10, 8, and you just hit your thumb, but you just keep the rest of the notes the same. Actually, the one you would change is pinky, would go to here. On the A would become a G. But it actually sounds good even with it on there. It's just a different chord. Listen to this. So the next shape we have would be right there, and then the next thing I would think of is this. It's kind of the analog. It's the same as doing. Go up to octave above, so this is 12, 10, this is just A minor, 2 notes. Sus4ing, 3, 2. You can go up the octave of that guy. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I guess I do use this sometimes, just. One other kind of interesting thing is this is an A minor chord. So this is an A5. We'll listen to this. It's an arpeggio of A minor. So that's kind of interesting because a lot of times you're down here for stuff, and you can make if you want to make an A minor sound just off there, you can play that arpeggio. This sounds pretty cool. That's A minor sort of sound. Like westernish sound stuff. What I'm doing is down, hammer on, up. I'm making sure to hit. And then I'm lifting up to make open G, and I'm doing a hammer on. The actual C analogous would be like this. Yeah. If you want the movable one, last thing I'll show. So here's the Nirvana sign. this is how I like to do it. So all that's happening is A minor. Let's see how close they are together. Watch this. If you can remember this shape, then you can really see it. This is a power chord, an A5 power chord, and then I'm hammering on there. This is a C5. Actually, you can do it like that, but a lot of times I'll change the fingering to this. So watch this. This is the A5 power chord with the hammer on. This is a minor third. That's just a big stretch, so I usually do it like this. So I guess the last thing I'll do is I'll just try to play through some of these. Actually, next one. I guess that's about it. So hopefully that was interesting. And the thing is like one way to get good at guitar is if you just pick a couple chords and then just see where you can play them. Maybe pick, as you can get comfortable with pairs of two, then maybe add like one more in there, because you can do the same thing with like, you know, like a C to or an A minor to an F. It's not the same relationship as what I was just showing, which is a more important relationship in terms of chord progressions, but you can start to make this sort of idea more and more complicated. Just picking two is good, and it's a lot of times when I'm making up riffs and stuff and ideas, I'll just start like, and then I'll just start adding stuff randomly. Like usually try and find something I've never seen before. Like, alright, just play around until stuff happens. So, hope that was interesting. Alright.